Well, another thing you can do while you're waiting for an engine to come in, if you've got all your Pitot and static lines run, which I have, is test them. Homebuilthelp.com, he's got a YouTube series. It says, use a syringe. So that's what we got here. We got a little syringe. And we've just got our G5 hooked up here, but it's just running off its battery power. And then we're going to apply a bit of pressure with this very gently. We're looking for what the Pitot static tests for. And so we've taped that in place because this is very, very sensitive stuff. You don't even want to hold it. It varies too much. And then once it sort of stabilizes, I'm going to start a clock and see how much it loses. And we'll go start. And with Pitot, it's something in the range of, they let you lose 1 to 10 knots every minute, and I think we're pretty well within that with this pretty stable, very, very light drop. The difference with the static has got to be a lot tighter because of altitudes, but Pitot is constantly getting new pressure put in, so it's like it seems to respond a little bit differently than the static pressure one does. But we'll do the static one in a second here. But as you see, we lost, what, 1.5 knots so far? 2 knots in 1 minute. Not bad. Not bad. Bad. So that's well within spec. Obviously, I can't certify this for IFR flight. I will still have to have someone else do that for an actual Pitot static check. But I can do this part that validates that I'm pretty damn close. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook the same thing up and see, I didn't even, it just pulled the tape off and the whole thing just went all over the place. Just like squeezing the syringe, not even like this, just a little bit here makes it go crazy. All right, let's disconnect the static and give that a shot. Let's see. And as you change the static pressure, since the Pitot is related to it, we have to go 1,000 feet above where it was set. Now we're a bit too high there. That's all right. And then I'm going to use a little wedge since the suction is so on static. We're pulling a little bit of suction, just a little bit, just to see the response there. And I'm gonna put a little wedge of something in here to keep it from pulling itself back in from the suction. So let's turn this a little bit. And we should be like 2,300, I think, or just to start with. And interesting, you don't see it bounce like the Pitot does. Since the Pitot is a ratio, any slight change to one affects the other. Obviously, you can see that with the altitude change, the airspeed changes too, because the airspeed is still at, air quotes, ground level pressure. So it's as if it has more pressure than, since it has more pressure than the static, since we drew a slight vacuum on the static, the airspeed did go up. But as you see, the static, rock solid. It's not moving at all. It can drop 100 feet in 1 minute. And at this rate, ain't no way it's going anywhere. So that's that. That's just one of the things that I'm doing while I wait for this engine. I replaced one of the connections on the back
tightened some things up, and now my Pitot leak down is considerably better. It's probably down to like 1.5 knots or so. Alright, next time we're going to be doing some elevator trim tab configuration and remounting. So come by for that. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.